Going to go to an in-studio interview here on the Mix Afternoon Drive, as we mentioned a while ago, driven by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. So glad to have you listening in. And now we're actually going to be on Mix TV as well, mixtv.tv. Now, one thing that we've been doing this month here at WCLE, as we've been promoting National Manufacturing Month, as Bridget was talking about there just a few minutes ago, someone that's very special to that, Denise Rice, is with Peak Performance, where she is the president and CEO. She's going to join us right now and talk to us about a big thing that's coming up here on Thursday in our community and also online. So we're going to welcome her in right now. Denise, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming back in. I know that you've been very, very busy. You were telling me you just got back from vacation a little bit and getting ready for this big event coming up on Thursday. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Tell me about what people need to know about for coming up on this event Thursday.
So it is our annual Peak Performance Symposium, and this is for manufacturers and by manufacturers. We're really fortunate in this community to have the business and industry really working together to really support each other and make sure that we have strong economy and a strong base here. And the manufacturers will come together and they'll share best practices. And we're so excited because last year, of course, we were completely virtual.
Right.
And this year we're able to have a small audience, and then we'll also have the virtual option, especially for those people that are out of state and want to join us virtually. But we have a supercharged lineup, real excited for it.
Yeah, I was on the website a little bit earlier and checking out everything about the symposium. There is some really who's of the industries are out there, from U.S. Express to Vocker, Denso, Volkswagen, and it kind of goes on. You've really got a good lineup for this, don't you?
Yes, that's what has us really excited, and we want to make sure that we get the word out and that all of our community are able to attend. If you work for a manufacturer, this is a great conference for you to attend and learn about what's happening. And we're really focused on the issues that are at hand, that are affecting our businesses, supply chain. And so we have,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's U.S. Express. We've got Eric Fuller from there. He's going to be speaking about creative solutions in the supply chain. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we've got Wade Hinton. He is a former mayoral candidate, and he is the CEO of Board Connector. And he's going to be talking about how that affects business and industry. One of our favorites is the lunchtime panel. So if you can't make it to anything, but you can stop in at lunchtime to listen to our panel of HR experts. We have Burkhart Ulrich. He's the vice president at Volkswagen for Human Resources. And we have Dr. Chris Carpenter from the University of Tennessee, the Industrial Organizational Psychology Department. And then we have Ardina Garth Hicks, who is from Chattanooga Endeavors in helping with Returning Citizens program. So that's always a really a great lineup there. In the afternoon, we're going to have Vocker is going to be presenting. Terry Kassem from there will be presenting on the Smart Worker for the Smart Factory. And since we're going to be at the Vocker Institute on the Chattanooga campus, Chattanooga State campus, we're going to go ahead and do a tour of the institute also. So anybody who'll be in person will be able to attend and get the full-blown tour.
Yeah, I know just a few short weeks back on National Manufacturing's Day, that was a big event for you guys doing things. And I know actually we're talking about the Smart Institute. Governor Bill Lee was in town for that and lots of other things. Kind of, a lot of people that's heard those buzzwords, the Smart Institute, kind of walk us through what that means for our area.
Well, not only in manufacturing, in a lot of industry, I'm sure that you can give examples right here, is how much technology is changing the way that we do work. And it is really causing us to have different skills, different skill sets, and maybe even broader skill sets. And that is exactly what the Smart Factory Institute is going to do for manufacturers, is really help with that adoption of technology, and then in addition to adopting the new technology, but also bringing on the skills and training that's needed for the workforce to do that. And with that, I forgot to mention that Chris Owens from Denso will be talking about how do you build your technology roadmap. So if you're a manufacturer, how do you decide which technology to implement?
Again, Denise Rice joins us from Peak Performance. She is the president and CEO, talking about the 7th Annual Peak Performance Symposium coming up on Thursday. And one thing that we like to talk about when you're here is how the future for manufacturing is so bright, as you mentioned a lot of those different things there just a few minutes ago. But it's also a good time for our students in high school and in college to kind of get involved too and get to asking questions and get to know what the opportunities are going to be right there in front of them in a couple of years.
So that's a really good point. Any student, anybody who is in high school or in college and is considering pursuing a manufacturing career, this would be a great event to come to listen and be up to date with what issues are affecting manufacturers, and even to get to meet some of the manufacturers that are going to be presenting and get to learn a little bit more about their companies.
Yeah, the networking, and like it is in any industry, is very important. So if you're someone, this is kind of a career path that you see yourself on, this will be a great opportunity to get that face time with those very important people, maybe in a short duration of time. Again, we're talking about the 7th Annual Peak Performance Symposium coming up on Thursday. We're going to give you more details about that in just a moment. What is really cool about this is it's being put on by manufacturers for manufacturers. So it's not somebody. Sometimes you go to these symposiums and these different things, and it's an outsider trying to tell you how to do what you do. You're like, they don't understand my business. But this is completely different, isn't it?
This is very much so, and we call it sharing best practices because it's an actual manufacturer that's saying, hey, we figured this out.
We figured this out already. We're going to help you.
We want to help you with that. And so all of them are coming together to share these best practices. And I always say that we have a lot more in similar from company to company than we do in differences. And it doesn't matter if you're working at VW or Denso or Valker, a lot of the issues are exactly the same.
You know, and the thing, too, that I don't think as much as the now generation, the high school kids and now the college kids, but maybe some of the older parents, they kind of still have that stigmatism about manufacturing being something that's just such hard manual labor all the time. But with what is going on in manufacturing today, it takes a lot of mind, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This is not as much grunt work as it used to be, is it?
Oh, that's exactly right. My dad was in manufacturing, and he did not want me to go into manufacturing. Of course, I'm a former plant manager, but I had seen it change, and it's continuing to change. And what I see on the horizon for manufacturing because of technology is significantly different. And so that you're not going to be using as much brawn as you had in the past, and you'll be using much more around certain skill sets, which also opens it up to a lot more people that may be eligible to work in manufacturing that may have chose not to in the past.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, not everybody can be on a production floor where it's hotter than normal, colder than normal other times of the year, and lift X amount of pounds doing this and doing that. So manufacturing's really changed. And one other thing that you and I talked about last time you were here is women in manufacturing, just like yourself. Mary Beth Hudson, we talk about a lot of people that you surround yourself with, very successful women that's now in manufacturing.
Yes, yes. And of course, there's nothing that can make you more proud than to walk into a store or see a product someplace and look at it and say, hey, I know I made that.
Yeah, I was a part of that in a good way there. Again, Denise Rice with Peak Performance joining us. Let's go ahead. Before we get into giving the details one more time, anything else you want us to know about what you guys do, how people can get involved with what you guys offer? Do you want to touch on that before we go back to this symposium?
Sure, absolutely. Besides operating the Smart Factory Institute and working on technology and bringing technology, we offer a whole bunch of corporate training to all of the companies and businesses in the U.S. And so we travel outside of the Cleveland, Chattanooga area to do that. So we do instruction, we do consulting, and it's all of our instructors are out of the manufacturing industry. So they've been there, lived there. We always tease and say they've had a plant manager breathing down their neck, and so they know what it's like.
Right.
And so we do a number of different types of corporate trainings, whether it's lean manufacturing or leadership training, Six Sigma training, some mechatronics training, anywhere from industrial skills to operational excellence skills.
Yeah, if you've got a young person there, again, I just encourage you, if you've got someone in the 11th, 12th grade in high school, or maybe just taking some college courses, and they really haven't figured out what they want to do, but they're smart and they've got what you feel would be a good work ethics, those are the two really things that most manufacturers are looking for. Someone that will show up on time, someone that is bright, willing to learn and do what they need to do. A career in manufacturing, I mean, great wages are available for this. We're not talking about small wages. We're talking about very livable wages as you grow through a company, aren't we?
Yes, and because there are so many people that are retiring, they're reaching the retirement age, there's a lot of young people who are moving up in their career, and we are doing a lot of supervisors training and a lot of leadership training for people that are new in the manufacturing career because they're moving into a supervisory role.
I've got a final question before we do this. I mean, I could go into the interview all day. I just love talking about this kind of stuff and getting information out there. Why do you think Tennessee is such a leader in the nation with manufacturing? I mean, we see it here in our area specifically, but really you hear a lot about the state of Tennessee as a whole in manufacturing.
So I think we have some fantastic associations all the way from local associations such as Cleveland Associated Industries up to the state, the Tennessee Manufacturers Association and the Tennessee Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And they are always being the voice of our business and industry. And collectively, it is a very loud voice where individually small companies may not be able to have as big of an impact, but if you are a part of this organization, all of a sudden we start adding all these voices together, and our lawmakers are really listening, and they are really listening to what business and industry needs to be successful and provide great jobs.
Yeah, Senator Blackburn and everyone that we talk about, Governor Lee, you just going down the list, very, very big supporters of what you guys are doing. So we appreciate the job that you guys are doing, keeping our families local, because let's face it, in some states there's people moving out of the area because they got to go find prudent work that they want to be a part of, but so many opportunities here to keep our kids here. That's what we want to do. You want to get those kids through school, through college, and say, hey, you don't have to move away. We got great opportunities right here, just around the Cleveland, Chattanooga, Ottawa. We've got tons of opportunities right here for you to go to work and earn a great living in manufacturing. All right, let's go ahead and go over the symposium information one more time. So, Denise, I'm going to let you close with that.
Yes, it's on Thursday. It'll be from 10 to 3 at the Walker Institute on the Chattanooga State Community College campus. There are tickets available on the website. You can register for in-person or for a virtual attendance. Just go to www.peakperformanceinc.com and click on the 7th Annual Peak Performance Symposium.
All right, and the final question, if high school, if there's teachers listening now, a lot of people are in their cars, a lot of teachers just getting off from school, is there some way that they can maybe get some information from you or have someone come speak to a business class or manufacturing? I'm sure you've already got those fillers in the school, but for someone that maybe doesn't, is there that connection as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, just come to our website. You can chat with Ryan. You know Ryan Norman.
Oh, yes.
And she'll be happy to help you out and get you set up. But yes, we do speak at schools and colleges quite often. A lot of chamber events, local and statewide chambers. And we can speak about what's happening. And we love to encourage students, and especially both Mary Beth and I are real advocates for females in the STEM roles. Good stuff right there. Denise, it was great to see you this afternoon, and thanks so much for everything that you're doing. And just keep on keeping on, because you guys are doing a great job. Thank you. All right, we're going to take just a quick break. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. Stay here with us on Mix 104.1. Back to the music we go. Little Jason Derulo, Mix 104.1 WCLE.